I don't really know how to say this, but we got some really big plans, as you can see right here, on my screen. Like sources, Call of Duty 2020 is up ahead as Treyarch takes over plans for Black Ops 5. This is really interesting, but there's a good situation why it is. I can read the article for you so you can understand why it is. So next year's Call of Duty has gone through a major upheaval as publisher Activision informed developers this week that studios Raven and Sledgehammer, which had until now led the project, will no longer be in charge. Instead, according to 3 people familiar with goings on the company's, Treyarch will lead the development on a new Black Ops for 2020. That's like really crazy, but I already know like the situation why this is happening. But I'm gonna read it out for you so you can understand why it is that it's gonna be like Black Ops 4 now, then it's gonna be probably Modern Warfare 4, but probably Ghost 2, I don't know. Nobody wants it, but and then they're gonna be Black Ops 5, so it's gonna be 2 Black Ops games. It's gonna go back to the 2 game cycle, not 3 company cycle, as you can say. But I can go in more in depth why it is they're doing this. It's a significant shift for Activision massive first-person shooter franchise, which is one of the most lucrative game series on the planet. Every fall for the past 15 years, Activision has put out a new Call of Duty game, supported by stable of different developers who rotated the duties as required since 2012. Activision has followed a 3-year cycle for 3 lead studios: Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer. The results have looked like this. As you can see, Treyarch, Black Ops 2, 2013, Infinity Ward, Ghost, 2014, Sledgehammer, Advanced Warfare, 2015, Treyarch, Black Ops 3, 2016, Infinity Warfare, 2017, Sledgehammer, World War 2, 2018, Black Ops 4, and next year it's gonna be Infinity Ward, unannounced, but it's probably gonna be like Black Ops 4. There was one on one like Reddit page or what it was. Somebody like pretty much confirmed it with words. But going on with the story, for 2020, Activision had originally switched things up, assigning the Wisconsin-based support studio Raven to take a leadership role alongside Sledgehammer to make a Call of Duty game set during the Cold War, likely involving Vietnam. As very recently, that's changed. No Treyarch, based in Santa Monica, California, is in charge of leading Call of Duty Black Ops 5 for 2020. According, so you can see the whole thing. According to those briefed on the overhaul, Treyarch will take creative leadership on this new Black Ops, while Raven and Sledgehammer will serve as support studios for the game, transforming the work they've done on their own single-player story mode into a campaign for Black Ops 5, which will also be set during the Cold War. This may be a welcome return for fans who criticized the lack of campaign in the Black Ops 4, as I did. It will likely be a cross-generation game to coincide to launch the next PlayStation and Xbox, which are also expected in the fall of 2020. That's very nice. What this as you can see. What this means is that rather than getting 3 years to make their next game of Black Ops 4, after Black Ops 4, Treyarch will just have 2 with the next game, and then they need to be ready with the next. Treyarch will just have 2. Some of the companies say they're not pleased about that. They're already bracing for brutal overtime hours like they faced last year on Black Ops 4. Others have told Kotaku they're excited about the change, as they were solid game plans that isn't likely to change drastically. Unlike their last two projects, they will have to share about Treyarch and development of Black Ops 4 in the coming weeks. So it's very interesting, but now I think now you get to know why it is under this. The news comes during a strange time for Activision and Call of Duty. Although Black Ops 4 sold as well at first, we heard that it isn't had quite a revenue tail that Activision's been counters were hoping to see internally. Activision executives has started to talk about embracing free-to-play as revenue model, as once anathema to the publisher, and free sources say are looking into offering a free-to-play component for this year's new Modern Warfare, although the specifics may not be finished. I can't say that. Some within Activision have remained resistant to the idea. The past year has also been rough for the San Francisco-based Sledgehammer. In February 2018, Kotaku broke the news. Kotaku is the site that wrote this. Broke the news that Sledgehammer's... Oh wait, you can see this. Sorry. Co-founders Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield had left the studio. Although Activision spun it a promotion saying they'd take on new executive, I guess it for right first time, duties, it was very clearly and outstanding, and the two quietly excited shortly afterwards. Earlier this year, Condrey started a new Silicon Valley studio with the publisher 2K, where he's recruited dozens of Sledgehammer staff. The studio has been hemorrhaging employees over the past few months, much to the dismay of those who remain. So they're just fishing stuff from Sledgehammer because they're not as good as they used to be. One primary reason behind this Call of Duty appeal, according to two people familiar with happenings at Activision, is the tension between the Sledgehammer and Raven, whose staff were said to be argued frequently during the past year of development of Call of Duty 2020. Two people familiar with the project described this as a mess. Now both studios will serve as support for Treyarch as the publisher prepares to release Black Ops 5. That's all. So it's a really interesting story about this and how they're taking it, because as you can see, Raven and Sledgehammer was arguing a lot about what they wanted in their single player experience. So Activision just stepped in there and cut it off and let Treyarch do everything. They're just gonna be supporting Treyarch. So it's gonna be very interesting what happens in 2020. And I'm also waiting for the news for the next game, the next year, Modern Warfare 4 probably, but they haven't put up a trailer yet. Call of Duty, probably gonna do a reaction to that when it comes out. So hang tight. I'll see you guys later. Bye.